Hi, everyone. Welcome to welcome to Live Conversations with Mama Faye. And if you have not already guessed it, I am Mama Faye, and I'm coming to you live from Facebook. So, welcome those that are on Facebook. I'm also live on YouTube. So, welcome. And I'm also live on Substack. So, I'm welcoming everyone to the live conversations. So, today I want to talk to you about becoming a business owner. For those of you, you know, this is a part of our process about becoming. And this week, I am excited because we just dropped a episode about becoming a business owner. And in that episode, we're going to be talking about how to really actually successfully become to start a business. But I also, in this particular episode, because I am, most of my becomings are from my own live experiences and things that I've been through, and I'm walking you through based on my experiences of all of the becomings that have happened in my own life. But becoming a business owner, I'm coming from the aspect of the what 10 successful business owners say that they wish that they had known before they started the business that they're in. So I wanted to make sure that I come to you with that information. And in this one, I'm also talking, and I also put it in newsletter, is how to successfully start one if you're a startup. And I go into a lot of different information about that. So I want you to check that out. It's going you can listen to it right here on Facebook. You can listen to it on YouTube, and you can get it on Substack. And also, I wanted to uh, let you know about the new series that I did, which is called Winning Under Attack. And in that series, remember, we're talking about the Nehemiah strategy. And so now, this particular episode that just dropped this today, I want you to definitely get it. This is really for the people who feel like a lot is coming at them, and they feel like life is giving them a lot of pressures. And not only for that, some of you may be actually experiencing people who are trying to stop your growth. So I walk you through how, Nehemiah, they were trying to stop them from building or rebuilding their lives. And so I walk you through about that process. And then I also give you the strategies that he used. And when you hear these strategies, it's going to really open you up to how to understand and how to really deal when people or situations are coming at you, and help you to deal with it successfully. So I want you to listen to that particular podcast, and that dropped this week. And you can listen to that. Mainly that one you can listen on YouTube, and you can listen to that on Substack. And also, I also wanted to take this opportunity to tell you, for those of you who have supported me and who have gotten a subscription from me for the um, Understanding Cycles for Mama Faye, and you are a paid subscriber, I also have for you a special podcast just for you. And that one is interesting because I'm telling you who is coming for you, why they're coming for you, and then in that one I go further into different things that you should do when somebody is really coming after you and trying to bother you. So I need you to also look out for that as well. All right. I just wanted to come on just to give you all just a little taste of what is about to happen this week. And I want to just encourage each one of you that I know that we're, facing difficult times. I know we're going through difficult things, but I want you all to stay with the process. And I also encourage you to join me, because each episode that I'm giving you and talking to you, I'm sharing you not only my lived experience, but I'm also sharing with you the strategies to how to move forward. And in one of the episodes, and I believe that's in the Understanding Cycle, so you're going to have to listen to both podcasts, I talk about an experience that I went through when I was 14 years old and how somebody was following me. And so I walk you through that whole process of how when you are being, and that has multiple layers to it. And I hope someday that I can deal with some of the layers that that particular incident go through. But I bring it from the added from how sometimes when you are under attack and you try to ignore it, because I was young and I was trying to ignore, what was going on. And then eventually I had to face the person. And so I talked to you about how that whole scene went down, and to also encourage those of you that when you're going through, you might not have to face it the way that I did. I was 14 years old. So in my 14-year-old mind, that was how I, went about facing that situation. Now I look back and it's so interesting because I've grown so much. I would know now how to really handle that situation. And so that's why it is very important to grow, because when you grow, you things that you didn't know how to handle in one situation, as you grow in your life, it's amazing how you learn how to deal with that differently. Now, if that had happened to me now, oh, I would have dealt with that totally different. That would have went down so different. But because I didn't um, necessarily had the tools but I used what I had. And that's very important too. While you're learning, use what you have. You might not know everything to use, but you use what is at your disposal. And so I learned from that to use what I had that was at my disposal. But today, because I have become so many different things in my life, I now have the different strategies, the tools, the plans, and everything of how to deal with people. Because most of us, we don't know how to really deal with people. So we either fuss them out, or we either avoid them, or we either try to, we don't say what we really feel about certain situations because we really don't know how. And so, what I'm doing is I'm giving you the strategy of how to deal with situations that come your way and how to handle different things that happen in your life. And a lot of times you don't have as much time as you need to go into every intricate detail. So maybe in some of the other episodes, or as we go through this series, because it's a whole series, and for those of you who just learning about this today, I want you to go back and I want you to listen to some of the other episodes, because I'm walking through and I'm going through a step by step. And so you may want to go back and get some of the other episodes so you can hear those steps. And then what I'm doing is I'm also putting something in a newsletter. So it's important that you get the newsletter as well. And when you subscribe for free, I am giving each one of you, the people who subscribe to the Mama Faye podcast, the Becoming Me podcast, you're getting a free PDF, uh, and it's a goal setting plan where you can download the PDF and you can start putting your goals in that PDF, and you can start tracking your goals as well, because the whole idea of the Becoming Me podcast is about goal setting and about becoming. And I go through all of these different becomings, and I have more in the future that I'm doing each week. And it's important you could pick and choose which one fits you, or you can listen to all of them, and then you can be writing down your goals and how you're going to do it. And it's going to, when your goals is going to be specific to you. And so, and your time frame and your process of how you do it, that is going to be specific to you. That's not going to be me. That's going to be you telling, saying how you want to accomplish it. So I want to encourage you to start today. Don't just listen. Don't just pass through. I know we living in a fast paced society, and it's so easy for us to just want to brush through things, and a lot of times it'll be like, oh, because I do that sometimes too. Oh, that's a good idea. And then, I done swipe back to something else, and I don't even follow through on that. Now, the 6 goals that I am working on, and I'm working on constantly and every week, those are the ones that are my core goals that I'm trying to make sure that I do. And I'm trying to, stay on those goals. And so each week I have work that I have to do in order to become, because I'm realizing that anything, and this is your goal that I'm giving you for the day. Anything that you are going to become, it is going to require a sacrifice from you. This reminds me of something that I thought about, and it came to me, and I felt like, it was God that was giving it to me. It was about the man that was sitting next to the pool of water, and he said he did, the water was troubled. And this is a verse in the Bible, and it said that the water was troubled, and he never was able to get in. And then Jesus came by and saw the man, and he asked him something that I thought, for years I used to think, well, why would Jesus ask him that? Low down, not something I would tell other people that I was thinking. But I was thinking, why would Jesus ask this man this particular question? And the question that he asked the man was, will you be made, do you want to be made whole? And I'm saying, but you see, the man is not well, and you see that he is sick, and he said, but do you really want to be whole? But now that I'm older and I have more insight and more understanding, I realize why he asked that man that question. Because many of us, we say that we want to become whole, but we really don't want to do it. And so what happens is that a lot of times what happens is, yes, we want the miracle, but we want the miracle without the sacrifice. And we want the miracle without everything that is comes with the miracle. And he asked him, not only did he want to be healed, but he asked him if he wanted to be whole. And a lot of times I find out with people that a lot of times we say we want to be whole, but what Jesus was asking him was, if you become whole, are you willing to do what it takes to be whole, but also what it requires once you are whole? Because what I realize is, when you become whole, that means that you're no longer going to be in a position where others are going to be doing for you. When you become whole, you are now the steward for doing for others. So he said, do you really want to be whole? Because if you be whole, others are not going to be bringing you stuff. You're now going to be in a position, because when you got the house and you have the car and you got the bank account, now others are going to be dependent on you. So do you really want to be whole? Also, when you are whole, there's a stewardship and a responsibility that people who are whole and people who are successful, that they have to do, that others are not required to do. You can, if when we're not known, like I'm not known, I can get up and go and do life just like I want to do. Today, if I don't feel like getting out my bed, ain't nobody going to be bothering me. But when you are whole and you have and you are, let's say, known and you have or have a platform, a lot of times you have a different level of responsibility that others are not required. When you walk out that door, everybody is watching everything about your life. So, do you really want to be whole? And so that's the question that we have to ask. And it's on every level. You don't have to be a star. You don't have to be someone to be whole. Nobody don't even have to know your name for you to be whole. But when you do become whole, there are people in your immediate environment that are going to have certain expectations of you that you are going to have to carry. And I'm going to tell you, for most of us who have become whole in certain areas in our life, it was worth it. But let's but I would also tell you that everyone had have become whole in an area of their life. I can also tell you that they had to pay a sacrifice. It didn't just happen. They had to go through a level of sacrifice. I was just listening to this young man on a podcast, and he, I guess, came up with this invention. And the man said he blew himself up, and he got second degree burns, and he had a lot going on. But the man is trying to make a difference in the world, and it is causing him a price. And so everything that you're going to try to do, even if you're going to the becomers is talking about becoming a business owner. If you're going to become a business owner, or for those of you who getting ready to launch another part of your business, it's going to require a sacrifice. And so today the question is for you: do you really want to be whole? So I'm going to leave that with you. And for those of you who want to start that becoming me process, I need you to also go to Substack, and on my Substack, which is Mama Faye is Motivate Moments by Mama Faye. And you will go there and you will subscribe. And I did put a special episode for paid subscribers, because I want to thank those that support the work that I'm doing. And so for them, I have given them a episode, a special episode, because anything that you want, like I say, it's gonna cost you something. You're gonna have to invest, number one, in yourself. You're going to have to invest your time, and you're going to have to invest your energy, and you're going to have to invest many times sacrifice. So I'm going to leave that with you. And just like I always say, that's all for today. Thank you for being with me, and I will see you next time.